Fantastic Mr. Fox, chapter 4, The Terrible Shepherds. Down in the hall, Mrs. Fox was tenderly licking the stump of Mr. Fox's tail to stop the bleeding. It was the finest tail to nurse around, she said between licks. It hurts, said Mr. Fox. I know it does, sweetheart, but it soon gets better. But it will soon grow again, Dad, said one of the small foxes. It will never grow again, said Mr. Fox. I shall be terrorized for the rest of my life. He looked very glum. There was no food for the fox that night, and soon the children dozed off. Then Mrs. Fox dozed off, but Mr. Fox couldn't sleep because of the pain in the stump on his chair. Well, he thought, I suppose I'm lucky to be alive at her. And now, therefore, our home, we are going to have to move as soon as possible. We'll never get any piece of the beef. What was that? He turned his head sharply and listened. The noise he heard now was the most frightening noise a fox can hear. The scraping of shovels digging into soil. Wake up, he shouted. They are digging us out. Mrs. Fox was wide awake in 1 second. She sat up, crowing all over. Are you sure that's it? She whispered. I'm positive. Listen. They're killing my children, cried Mrs. Fox. Never, said Mr. Fox. But, darling, they will stop, Mrs. Fox. You know they will. With the shovels above their hands. Small stones and bits of earth began falling from the roof of the tunnel. How will they kill us, Mommy? Asked of the small fox. His long black eyes were huge with fright. Will there be dogs? He said. Mrs. Fox began to cry. She gathered her 4 children close to her and held them tight. Suddenly, there was an especially loud crunch above their heads, and the shaft and the shovel came right down the ceiling. The sight of this awful thing seemed to have an electric effect upon Mr. Fox. He jumped up and shouted, I got it, come on, there's not a moment to lose. Why didn't I think about it before? Think of what, Dad? A fox can dig quicker than a man, shouted Mr. Fox, beginning to dig. Nobody in the world can dig as quick as a fox. The soil began to fry fiercely behind Mr. Fox and Mr. Fox, as he started to dig for dear life with his feet, Mrs. Fox ran forward to help him. So did the 4 children. Go down now, ordered Mr. Fox. We've got to go deep as we possibly can. The tunnel began to grow longer and longer. It sloped speedily downward. Deeper and deeper below the sunset of the ground it went. The mother and the father and all 4 of the children were digging together. Their front legs were moving so fast you couldn't see them. And actually, the scraping the shovels began faster and faster. After about 1 hour, Mr. Fox stopped digging. Hurry, he said. They are stopped. They turned and looked back of the long tunnel they had just dug. All was quiet. Phew, said Mr. Fox. I think we've done it. They'll never get as deep as this. Well done, everyone. They all sat down, panting for breath, and Mrs. Fox said to her children, I should like to know that if it wasn't for your father, we should all be dead by now. Your father is a fantastic fox. Mr. Fox looked at his wife and she smiled. He loved her more than ever when she said things like that. Chapter 5, The Terrible Tractors. As the sun rose the next morning, Bogus and Bruce and Bean were still digging. They had a dug hole too deep you could have put a house into it, but they had not yet to come to the end of the fox's tunnel. They were all very tired and cross. Down and blast, said Bogus. Whose rotten idea was this? Bean's idea, said Bruce. Bogus and Bruce both stared at Bean. Bean took another swing of cider. Then he put the frog band into his pocket without offering to the others. Listen, he said angrily. I want that fox. I'm going to get that fox. I'm not giving I'm not giving in till I strung him off from my front porch. That is dumpling. We can't get him by digging, that's for sure, said the fat boggist. I have enough of digging. Bruce, the little potty boy dropped. Look up at Ben and said, have you got any more stupid ideas then? What, said Ben? I can't hear you. Ben never took a bath. He never even washed. At the leisure, his ear were clogged with all kinds of mud and wax and bits of chewing gum and dead flies and stuff like that. This made him daft. Speak louder, he said to Bruce. And Bruce shot back. Got any more stupid ideas? Ben loved the back of his neck with a dirty finger. He had a boil coming there and it itched. What we needed on this job, he said, is measuring shovels. We have him out in 5 minutes with measuring shovels. This was a pretty good idea when the other two happened to omit it. Unlike them, been just taking charge. Bogus, you stay here and the fox doesn't escape. Bruce and I will go and fetch our messenger. If he tries to get out, shoot him quick. The dim bin walked away. The tiny Bruce turtled after him. The fat bogus stayed where he was with his gun pointing at Foxer. Soon, two enormous calculator tractors with machine shovels on front ends came cranking to the woods. Ben was driving one, Bruce one other. The machines were both black. They were much better looking monsters. Here we go, Dan, shot Ben. That's to the fox, shot Bruce. The machines went to work, biting huge mouthful of soil but of the hair. The big tree under which Mr. Fox had dug his hole in the first place was toppled like a mistake. On our side, logs were flying and the tree was falling and the noise was deafening. Down in the hole, tunnel the fox crunches, listening to the terrible crunching and beginning overward. What's happening, Dad? Cried the small foxes. What are they doing? Mr. Fox didn't know what was happening or what they were doing. It's an earthquake, cried Mrs. Fox. Look, said one of the small foxes. Our tunnels get shorter. I can see daylight. They all looked around, and yes, the mouth of the tunnel was only a few feet away from them now. And in the circle of daylight beyond, they could see the two huge black tractors almost on top of them. Tractors, shot Mr. Fox, and machine shovels. Dig for your lives. Dig.